Hello, my name is Dustin Christensen, and this is my presentation on how to deal with a good teacher that turns bad due to stress at home causing problems at school. First, the problem. Mrs. Horton is a first grade teacher at the current school district. She has been a teacher of the year and is a seasoned veteran. Second, Mrs. Wilson is a third-year principal at Crestview Elementary. She has an administration degree and she has classroom experience. The problem that is currently at hand is Mrs. Horton has been demonstrating an unprofessional attitude and behavior in her teaching. This is because she is stressed and less friendly. She has been stressed and less friendly. She's been arguing with teachers. She is upset when anyone disagrees with her suggestions. And I think this is because her husband has moved out and she is alone raising two teenage sons on her own. Mrs. Wilson and the superintendent have been getting reports from parents concerned about Ms. Horton verbally abusing the students. The superintendent has notified Mrs. Wilson that four parents have notified the Board of Education and want the children assigned to another first grade teacher. Mrs. Wilson conducted a parent-teacher conference with one of the parents, Mr. Stanford. In this meeting, Mrs. Horton was defensive and acted unprofessionally in front of the parent. Secondly, I would have the current students be moved out of her class into a different first grade teacher's class. And then I would conduct and create a positive teacher behavior system plan. This would include the superintendent, myself, the principal, and two classroom teachers. We'd have a meeting with Miss Horton and sit down with her and present her the identifying behavior information as reported by the superintendent and the parents. After that, we would conduct and go around it and say, these are what are some positive characteristics we notice of you. And then we would create a vision statement as a behavior support team. We'd identify the problems together, create functional behavior assessment, and then talk about interventions we can help Ms. Horton with in the classroom, antecedent interventions, and interventions for new teaching. And then we talk about how this plan would be developed or implemented. I would conduct it for 6 weeks. The superintendent would go in and observe. Then I would the next 2 weeks, and then the teachers would go in the last 2 weeks. After that, we would meet and talk about any professional training the teacher would need to attend and use and implement, and then we would sign off. This would last about 6 weeks, and if Mrs. Horton hasn't changed, the team would meet and talk about it. And then after that, the superintendent and myself, the principal, would talk about it. And then if Mrs. Horton hasn't gotten better, she would not be recommended for rehire in the spring. As I stated, Ms. Horton is a veteran teacher in the school. However, due to family situations, she has resulted in unprofessional teaching. With creating and implementing a positive behavior teaching support plan, this will hopefully help Ms. Horton not feel alone and in best practice feel appreciated, and hopefully she change her unprofessional behavior so all students can be successful in their classroom. In reflection, I think creating a vision with reality will help all schools, bringing together the students, staff, and community members. I will create high expectations to create a positive school culture with teachers. And if teachers are happy, students are happy. First things first, I think as a principal, it is imperative to create a positive culture and community in their school. And as a principal, my goal is to empower students and teachers to be individuals and promote a learning environment so all learners can learn at their own pace. It is not just my decision. I would like to involve everybody in the school. That includes the teaching teams, the superintendent, and the decision making. Yes, I want them to be involved in decision making, but at the end, it'll be my kind of final analysis in a way. If they get input, then they are happy. And then I listen, and then we bring about, then I would implement what they want. It creates a sense of ownership and community. I think creating that sense of culture and community with the teaching staff creates student success. Creating a positive school culture creates a sense of belonging for students, teachers, parents, and community. It creates an opportunity for students to develop a relationship with caring adults in the building. In this environment, teachers feel like they are part of a team and are provided time to meet and collaborate with their colleagues in professional learning communities. So creating this positive behavior learning community or support team is part of that management and organization. Creating that environment helps organize staff in a way that best serves the function of the school, and they treat their staff as professionals with insight and ideas for how school can be improved. This includes in teaching and learning, and it creates an effective, for me, I think an effective school leader will establish learning communities that gives their staff opportunities to interact and collaborate with professionals in the school. Like I said, creating a positive behavior support learning community with each other and not just have the principal be the one to finally make a decision on Miss Horton and her attitude and behavior, maybe bringing in someone else and saying, hey, this is what we're seeing. What can we do to help you? What can we do to support you? Because we know you were going through a tough time at home. We love you and we want to keep you here at the school, and we're here to help. In the end, I think creating this positive behavior support plan for the teacher is going to help her realize that, oh, I have been kind of rude and inconsiderate and unprofessional. I want to get better and I want to stay. Thank you for listening to my presentation on a good teacher turning bad.